Hey guys, okay, so I just opened a package as I came home today. I couldn't wait. And this is what happens. It's really late. It's 10:30 in the afternoon. Sometimes I come home that late from teaching. And I thought, okay, so let's do a little treat, right? As the kettle is going for my last cup of tea before going to bed. I'm going to open this package that a viewer and friend sent me, full of vintage crazy decks because their taste is probably even crazier than mine. And I just opened it, but the card, SD card, something happened and well, the footage was lost. So you won't have me unboxing this and the first impressions. I will quickly show you the decks, but I will also show you simply card by card, especially those two decks out of the three here that I'm pretty sure not a lot of people know about. So we have this one, which looks to be an alien tarot deck. We have the Haindl tarot. This is a deck that I have considered getting. I just never got around to it. Yeah, never got it, but it's a known system. It's kind of like Thoth-ish. And then we have crazy deck number two, the Fantasy Showcase Tarot, and this is 78 different artists. And then you get cards like these. These are the backs. Looks pretty cool, but then you also have like crazy wild cards like these, which is not my jam. I mean, look at this. This is insane. I am going to give this one a try because it's so giving childhood, craziness of childhood. Like, it reminds me of one of those classic fantasy kind of stories with entire lore. But then you also got cards that, as you saw with the duck face, that remind me of the cartoons for kids that we used to have on TV every Sunday or Saturday morning, and they were also insane in their own way. So this deck, I mean, that's the one I gravitate towards the most, which is crazy because it's the craziest one right now. But you know what? I've decided to just show you this like honest failed footage and tell you what happened, before I get into each and every card of these decks. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to see every card of Showcase Tarot, Fantasy Showcase Tarot. And this, I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce that, but it's a old Lo Scarabeo deck made from Italy. Two out of these three decks I've never seen in my life before. I've also never seen it on anybody's channel. I may have missed it. I don't know. There are some crazy collectors out there, but here I am. So first of all, thank you to my friend for sending me these. You are definitely insane, and I love you. Stay tuned. We're gonna just have a cup of tea together. Maybe it's gonna be coffee, who knows, whenever I find the time. And we're gonna flip through these two decks and maybe a little bit of the Haindl Tarot as well, because I do know that that's a beauty. For Anna right now, I'm going to bed. It's late. Okay, here we are, our three decks. I have my cup of coffee. Good morning, everybody. It's the next day. Want to check out a little bit of the Haindl Tarot. All I did yesterday was put these cards into order. And you know what? I think with this one, I'm just going to reference you to searching on YouTube, because there are so many flip throughs and videos about this deck. Um, it could be considered a staple classic. Uh, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's really for me. I think the artwork is beautiful, meaningful, but also a little bit, maybe like a little bit too detailed in a way. And I'm never quite sure with decks that have these types of quartz or these types of like figures in the deck where you actually kind of have to know who they are in order to read them properly. Of course, you can use your intuition, and don't get me wrong, I do have a couple of decks that have their own myths, etc. So you should know. um, but yeah, it's just one of those where you have to read with them. You have to read with the deck a lot in order to really know the stories and the lore around it. Is that a weird criticism? I don't know, but I put it in order and I am going to look through it, yeah, in my own time. So, what I really want to do is look at this deck. um, let's start though with the crazy, what's this called again? Or like the crazy alien deck. All right. So I'm just going to flip through it like this. It's a Lo Scarabeo deck. Never a fan of Lo Scarabeo. Cardstock and card size and I don't know, I guess just style and the way that they published their decks. It's really just, I don't know. I have a huge preference overall for instance, US game, if we're talking mass market. This is one strange deck, isn't it? I do like that they're absolutely thinking outside the box. That I have to give it to them, you know? It's not all Smith Waite regurgitation. This is Telescope's suit, I believe, and I don't know if that's wands or swords. I'm starting to think it's wands. Tell me in the comments, is this something you would read with? You know, there are some very interesting cards. Is this something you have or you used to own? Have you had an experience, perhaps, that makes you gravitate towards this deck? You guys probably know that I enjoy reading Graham Hancock's work. And he also, in his books, talks about aliens. And well, this could be, I guess, a deck that you could use to dig deeper into. Sorry, I had to change the battery pack. I was saying to dig deeper into that very specific topic. And then my other, I don't know, not connection, but idea that I have with aliens, and yeah, specifically, you know, this form that we consider. Um, it just reminds me so much of Crowley's um, that creature that he channeled, right? I was. Looks so alien-esque. However, I guess in this pentacle suit, they look more like I don't know, giant cockroaches. Anyway, that's this deck. So once more, here's the title. Now let's look at this Fantasy Showcase Tarot. Fantasy Showcase Tarot, 85 different artists, 24 major arcana cards. We also have the Farrier and Separation, 60 minor arcana cards divided in the traditional manner, but also introducing the Lady. And I don't know where in the court suit that's supposed to be. Anyway, this is a copyright 1980. And, well, let's look at this, all right? Card by card. Because this is truly what interests me. And all I did again with this one is put it into order, except that I kind of got into it as I was trying to figure out the order, because with plenty of cards, it's not easy to see what card it is. And then I realized, so okay, here I see this is the cat tarot, right? Also kind of funny that here it says 5 in Roman numerals and then Karen. Then just look at this facial expression. Like, yeah, the Hierophant would be a Karen, wouldn't it? No offense to anybody named Karen. I actually kind of like the name. Anyway, I realized that I don't know, like some of these images, they are really nice and beautiful. And, you know, it was enticing. And then others, I mean, look at this. A deck with all these images. This is so, I don't know, very, very nature. And is there a deck that's all this? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to try to finish my sentences here. Some of these cards are really smart, and some of them I get an immediate reaction that's full on, full body experience, no, like this one. It's not even one of the worst ones, and no offense to this artist, but this is just not what I like to see in decks. However, this, see, with the Hanged Man, that perspective from being right underneath the tree where the roots are looking up, wow, you know, that's bringing in something I hadn't seen before. And then all of this is very probably 70s, very abstract temperance here, but you can see it. And then all of this type of artwork, you know, it's all very different styles, but it's all things that I do recognize. I was born in 1987, so I got plenty of the 90s, right, which you probably can't really see in this deck, but 80s was obviously still very much a thing during my childhood, and then we still even had like 70s, 60s cartoons on TV as well, next to the crazy, crazy stuff that they started making in the 90s on TV for kids. Yeah, it for me, this deck really has the fantasy aspect like Lord of the Rings kind of lore, and The Hobbit, etc., and then those crazy, crazy 90s cartoons. Look at this card. Isn't that beautiful? With the maze. And then this one, how warm that feels. Oh, beautiful. Not really getting this one, but sure. Here we get Separation, extra card, and the Farrier. Here we're getting into the Wands. I think this is Two of Wands. A cool Three of Wands. I think this is Four of Wands. And then you get, I mean, this is like a crazy acid trip of a deck or a fever dream. What is he saying? That's SHFU. I don't know. I will never love these types of drawings. It's not what I like, but it obviously works as a Ten of Wands. And then, okay, this is the order that I chose for the courts because we have an extra court lady. This is the Page of Wands, just chilling in his own fabulousness, as you can see, with the fabulous hair. The Knight of Wands. Doesn't this remind anybody of that artist that made the Alice Tarot and the Mermaid Tarot? It's exactly that style, so. And then here's the lady. Looks like those Barbie comics. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, quite traditional. And then the duck-faced King of Wands, which I have to admit I don't hate. So, little confession, I may be a little bit feverish right now. I have had, not last, well, actually, yes, last night as well, but the previous night mostly crazy, crazy fever dreams. So that indicates to me that I am a little bit feverish. And then, well, you might say this deck comes in exactly at the right time, doesn't it? Because, oh my God. But yeah, what do you guys think? I think some of these cards really immediately like project me into the artwork, into the world that they show here. And then it's confusing in sometimes maybe a good way because every single card is a different world. This is one of those funny ones. Oh, what an ugly day. This knight with a arrow, it says Knight of Swords, and here with an arrow it says horse, in case you didn't realize this was a mane of a horse. Cool. Doesn't say anything, but I figured this would be the Queen of Swords and then the King of Swords. The Cup suit, probably my favorite suit, and maybe this is my favorite card in the deck. One of my favorites, at least, because it's just so nice. This is obviously very pretty. This guy's totally tripping on acid, but it's so cool. Oh. Maybe this is the suit I like because there's so many cards that are recognizable. Yeah. And I don't think this is a deck I can actually read with and shuffle, because if I were to shuffle it, I would I wouldn't know. I think I would have a hard time understanding which card I'm looking at. Obviously not in this suit. But then, I mean, you've seen the Four of Wands, etc. This one's super pale. And this could be Two of Cups, but then I believe it's the Queen of Cups. I actually don't know which one is the Queen or the Lady here because it doesn't say. Here's the King. You know, it's strange the reaction I have with this deck, how much I don't hate it overall. So anyway, here we're getting into some, yeah, rough territory, I guess, for me with my taste. And you know what, guys? Ugh. I may be a little bit feverish still, but I do realize that owning a deck that you know, this card, I don't know, I can't take seriously, obviously. In the whole of the deck, it's cool, but I was trying to say a deck that I won't be able to shuffle and read with because I think I wouldn't know which card I'm looking at. That's probably not a deck that could stay in my collection, am I right? This is the card I was looking for because it took me a little while to find the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine is right here. See that? There. And it's pretty. And I also, for some reason, really love this Ten of Coins. And then there's still like counting the coins side of it. Can somebody please solve this mystery? What's this? This thing around the person's face. Is it supposed to be like one of those illusion things? It's not an arm? What 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 is it? It looks like hair's coming out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it. This is one of the things that I could potentially obsess over. So, a lot of conflicting feelings around this deck. I don't know. I have no idea, what I'm holding here, what I have in my hands. I think it's amazing to look through, to talk about, to show. Am I going to read with it? Probably not, and I really love being a tarot reader, not a tarot collector. So there's that. Also, by the way, very midsummer type of abundance. Yeah. Um, so I'm not going to shuffle this deck, and yeah, as I said, like conflicting feelings because I don't really know what to do with it. Is this something that's very sought after? This clearly feels like a collector's item. I don't think many were printed, and I think it's just a little too crazy for most people, including myself. Also, it's so full of nostalgia that, it's kind of like I I get it. you know? So there, that's the very, very unresolved end to this video. Oh, I've said born in 1987. Here's proof. The mug I thrifted years ago with my birth year on it. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, let me know your opinions about, well, mostly this deck I'm interested in, but then also the Crazy Alien deck by Los Scarabeo, which I believe is out of print as well. And then the Haindl Tarot. I know this is a beloved one, but also still in a way kind of underdog. And would you read with a deck like this? This is, of course, not the only deck that has different artworks from different artists in every single tarot card, or that changes the suits and adds a court and adds cards in the majors, etc. But it was maybe the first, or at least one of the first, who did that. What's your experience with that? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with maybe another Show Me How You Practice. Thank you so much. Bye.